Welcome. In front of me is an LG Wing, and today I'll go over a really quick unboxing along with a little bit more in-depth overview of this phone. Now, without wasting any time, let's get straight to it. I will mention though, this device already has been unpacked, so I actually have more knowledge about it. I have used it for a little bit, but still the unboxing will be basically the same for everybody. So, let's pop it open. Inside here, nothing, so just straight to the side. Then we get the phone itself. It's already set up, so that's gonna save a little bit of time. Nothing in here. Then we get charger. So this is going to be, let's see. It is apparently a 25-watt charger. Hopefully it focuses. There we go. As you can see right over here. So the charger is okay, nothing really mind-blowing. Then we got a Type-C to Type-C cable because the charger does come with a Type-C. Now this might be a deal breaker, to some it might be just a future-proofing. Whichever way, I would say nice that they decided to go with Type-C, so the charger isn't the best. Then in here it looks like we have a dongle for your headphones from Type-C. So again, some nice inclusion of this. And that's about it in here. Again, this is dropped out to the side. And then in here, that's where actually there is a couple interesting things. So, number one, screen protection. First time I ever seen one. Now sadly it is not tempered glass or anything, it's just kind of this flimsy plasticky crap. But still better than nothing, so nice. Then in here, some injectable paperwork, so again, no one cares about that. And then a fairly nice case. Now, in my opinion, this looks really clean and a nice, professional basically. And I really like the inclusion of this, it's fairly nice. And they also do have like this sticky side to it. So I'm not sure, does it like not clip? It looks like it won't clip onto the phone. So that's why there's this plastic, so you just kind of remove this and stick it on. And then inside here, obviously it's the phone. As you can see, I already do have a screen protector applied. Crappy, but does the job, so that's nice. So again, let's just throw that to the side. I'm gonna quickly test something without it. There's nothing really holding it, so as you can see, it just kind of flops out of here. So casing nice. I would have liked it to somehow clip on here, but it might be hard considering there is no real edge for it to clip onto. As you can see, if it clips on any higher, it will just catch the screen and then it won't be able to do this. And well, that's the main selling point of this device. So if it can't flip, then it kind of will suck. So anyway, let's get to it. So starting off, we got this front display, no camera notch or any kind of cutout in it. It is actually motorized, as you will see, or this little thing right here, so really like that. It does have a 6.8-inch display, that is basically what you're seeing here. And it's a 1080p by 2460 pixels. There is a bunch of crap already installed here, don't mind this. And it does have a 87% screen to body ratio, 395 pixels per inch, and comes with a Gorilla Glass 5, and well, right now for me also tempered glass, but it does come with screen protector like we've seen. So it's nice. And this is what they call a POLED display. So they have like this kind of weird naming scheme for it, but let's be honest, it's just an OLED display, curved, nothing more to it. There is no real, nothing more to it. They call it, I don't know, flippable or whatever display because it can flip. Both of them are POLED or just OLED, like you would call it. It also, the second display has a resolution of 1080p by 1240, and well, it's a significantly smaller, obviously at 3.9 inches. Still nothing to joke about. It is still a fairly decent screen right here, and apart from that, there's not much more to say about the displays here. They don't have any kind of high refresh rate, which is a little bit sad, and it's just a typical OLED display, I would say. It gets fairly bright. This is right now max brightness, and it looks okay. I would have really liked to see a higher refresh rate, but sadly it's not here. Now moving on to the bad part of this device, it's going to be at the back, which are the cameras. And the reason why I'm saying it's bad, it's well, because it is. I have tested this yesterday in the cameras, although the photos here are probably gone. Let me just quickly see, so I'm actually certain. Yep, so it looks like they're completely gone. A little bit sad, but oh well. But I guess I can just capture a couple more and you can see what I mean. So there is triple camera setup at the back, as you can see, even though in reality it's just a dual camera setup. So we have a 64 megapixel wide, 13 megapixel ultra wide, and 12 megapixel ultra wide. Now what they call gimbal camera setup is load of ball right here, because the dual ultra wides are basically here to get a super wide shot and then crop on it and imitate a gimbal. Why? Literally why? A phone that is half the price of this manages to have a gimbal, but they decided to cheese their way into adding two ultra wides that don't even do a good job. It's not even a good photos that will come out of this, or mediocre. They're just garbage, in my opinion. For the price that this device comes at, you will most certainly not be getting it for the cameras. These cameras are basically insulting on this device at 2020 for a flagship price. And that is not the only thing that is a little bit sucky on this phone. Now, I will kind of hate on this phone in a way, but that's because I really liked the concept of it. It was a really nice idea. It just kind of, they decided to stick a absurd price tag on it for, I would say, no reason. Just because the phone flips like this and has two OLED displays, one is 3.9 inch, that doesn't justify the price tag of over $1,000 for mid-range device. That's basically what I'm getting at. And that being said, let's get into the cameras so we can actually see what kind of insulting photos we can get here. So now, unfortunately, when you have it closed, you cannot even use the gimbal because, I don't know. So to actually use the gimbal, you have to open it up. Or, well, I say gimbal, just the cropped photos, I should say. So it gives you a quick guide on how to use it or whatever. I have to actually use it. Wow. Okay. Can I just, come on, just be gone. There we go. So right now, I don't think I will be able to capture the crappiness at this kind of range, although I'll certainly try. Oh, that's recording. There we go. So I'll also record a little bit of like a panning shot because it's not good. So I just want to show that as well. The quality is not here. And the smoothness is completely lacking. For a device that's supposed to record at 4K, what is it? 4K 60 frames. Let's see what it is actually set to right now. This is full HD right now. I think in the this gimbal mode, what they call, you don't even have access to 4K. That is only when you close it and it actually uses the decent 64 megapixel sensor, because right now I am fairly certain it is using the dual ultra wides right now, and it's using two of them because one wouldn't be enough to even justify a decent photo here. Two of them are still not. So let's just quickly go into the recording right here and let me zoom it in. So what you're seeing right now As you can see, it is not smooth, it has stutters in it. The quality, it's fuzzy in my opinion. You can see the fuzziness, and this is a well-lit environment, just keep that in mind. This is not like, I don't know, middle of a night in a dark alleyway. This is basically 3 lamps overhead above me, with basically everything being blasted in white light. So this photo has no reason to look like this. Or not video, but photo in this case. Then we have the actual photo. So again, let's just kind of zoom into it. And you can start seeing, once I start zooming in, you can see the fuzziness in it. The noise, it's like everywhere. And no matter what kind of lighting you have, I captured it yesterday in a decent light, and it was the same way, just fuzzy everywhere. There was no quality. My phone that is more than 2 years old can capture better photos than this, or maybe not better, but basically on par, which, considering it costs about 1/3 of the price of this one, makes me question the decisions here. Now let's actually see something else, how it captures photos when it's closed, or when I believe it is going to be using the better sensor. So right here, let's go, we have full vision. I assume this is going to be, oh there we go, there's a 64. So I presume this will actually look decent because it's using a 64 megapixel sensor. It could still look like trash. So yeah, I just tested it out. So it looks like it. Let me redo this because it did grab focus somewhere. There we go. So this is better, definitely. You can clearly just maybe move it to the side. So let's see, will it flip? Come on. There we go, rotate. There we go. So you can now see, in this case, it is better. It's lacking in this absurd amount of fuzziness. It's still there, but it is in a manageable reason, one that I'm actually able to accept. And things are looking okay, I would say, especially at this zoom. I cannot complain about this. But one of the things that we're advertising was this camera setup, right? That you can do the gimbal trash thingy thing, and it is not usable at the current state. The quality of it is lacking, especially for a phone at this price range. Even for a phone that would have been priced at, I don't know, $500 or even less, I wouldn't say this is a good camera when you're using it with this kind of weird setup, this one. And even if this would have been a Chinese cheap phone, I would still say it's bad. So it doesn't really help one single bit when it comes to be a phone that costs about over $1,000 or 850 euros that comes with this kind of insulting setup of a camera. So that's just my problem here. And it is one of the biggest ones in this phone. So like I said, you won't most certainly not be getting this phone for the cameras. Now another thing that you won't be getting this phone for is its raw performance, because at over $1,000, this phone comes with a Snapdragon 765G. Now it is a 5G Snapdragon, which will allow you to have the 5G connectivity, but what it is not is a fast chipset. It is basically a mid-range chipset. And again, for a phone over $1,000, this should have been a flagship with a flagship specifications, but it's not. So that's another thing that is a little bit crap here. Now, if you're willing to look past this, because honestly, this Snapdragon, or overall the 7 series, it's not bad, but it's just not good for a phone that costs that much. And in normal circumstances, when I have a phone with a 765G, I'm okay. I don't complain. It's a decent chipset. It runs fine. It doesn't really lag. So the phone can the phone can run fine with it. It's just the problem of a price and what you get for it. Now, there's also two different versions of this phone. So we have the 128 gigs and 256 gigs of storage, and both of them have 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it is also expandable via an SD card. So that's nice. You don't have to go for the bigger one. You can still get the cheaper version of it, the one with 128 gigs, and just slap in an SD card and call it a day. So props for that. It also comes with a UFS 2.1, which, again, for a phone at this price range, no. I'm expecting 3.0 or 3.1. 2.1 won't cut it here. You're trying to suggest people that they can record videos at 4K 60 and you're giving them some crap storage speeds. Thanks, but no. It also comes with a 4000 mAh battery. The phone is fairly thick, but it does accommodate two displays, so I can't really complain here. It is okay, I would say. The charger, I guess for the 4000 mAh battery, is okay. It also comes with a wireless charger, which I can, or not, it doesn't come with a wireless charger, but it is compatible with charging it. So as you can see, anytime. There we go. So you can see it is charging on the wireless pads. So for some people this will be really nice, and this is a little bit of a more premium feature, I would say, that not everybody will even use. So the question here is more if wireless charging is something that you really want, because I believe for majority of the people it will be like, yay, we have it, but then basically never use it. That's how it usually works. It also has an under-display fingerprint sensor. Yay, at least that's done correctly. It has NFC. Sometimes I feel like I need to mention this because not every phone does, but then this is trying to give you a flagship price, and if it would come without NFC, I would just literally throw this phone to the trash. And the benefit right here, one at least, redeeming quality here, is it comes with Bluetooth 5.1, so that is real nice. I do like the better Bluetooth. It will consume less battery and give you a better connectivity, so yay, nice. Finally something that is actually decent here. Now, me personally, I use my wireless headphones all the time, so something like the Bluetooth 5.1 is a nice addition to this device. And then finishing it off, it comes with two different colors. So we have the Aurora Gray and Illusion Sky. I can't even tell you what colors they are, I mean, apart from the gray one, which is probably this one. Actually, let me check, because I haven't seen anywhere what color this is. So oh, this is the Aurora Gray, apparently. Now, personally, this doesn't look like gray to me, but what do I know? Considering this doesn't look like gray and it seems like a little bit of a more self-explanatory color, I have no clue what Illusion Sky will look like. So yeah, I haven't looked it up, I haven't seen photos of it, so we have a concept of a color and not an actual color here. But finishing this off, at the end of the day, I do like this device, which annoys me, honestly. I want to hate this device, but the idea of a flip display is so cool and really nice, although it has some limitations. If you want to, for instance, play games and use this display as a way basically to have a gamepad on it here and just have a full screen display of a game here, yeah, you're not going to be able to do that. A lot of the apps, for instance, things that I wanted to do, like opening up YouTube and having comments or just information right here, suggested videos being shown here, yeah, not happening as well. So there is a lot of limitation. It is, by all intents and purposes, just a secondary display which allows you to easily split screen. That is basically how I would call it. As you can see, boom, like I said, easy split screen. But outside of that, I don't really see much much benefit of it. It feels nice to hold it when you're holding a phone like this. It is a fairly big display, keep that in mind. It is really nice to, for instance, watch a video right here, still have enough phone to grab onto, firmly I mean, and not obstruct any kind of view of the display itself, or at least this one right here. So that is nice, but apart from that, like I said, there's not much usability to it, and personally, in my opinion, like I said, I like this device, but at about, when you include tax to it, it costs about $1,040. I just basically converted the actual 850 price tag for it from euros to dollars. So the price may vary a little bit. It will most certainly be on paper cheaper because USD is not including tax, at least when it's being sold, only when you go to check it out. So at this price range, I think I would just prefer to drop a little bit more money and get the Samsung Galaxy Fold, the first one even, which might be a little bit of a weird thing to say considering the first one wasn't necessarily the best one, but you can find those phones online from people that basically got them and never used them for about similar prices. Maybe, I mean, most certainly a little bit more than this, but I'm willing to pay 100 or 200 more for a phone that I will have more usability of. This one is a cool concept, just poorly executed. That's what I'm kind of getting at. And even though the screen is super cool and I really like it, the phone is super chunky. Like, it is not a thin phone. It has its heft. So if you drop it, I expect that it will break. Especially if it's open, then I don't see any kind of saving it, any kind of way of saving it. But at the end of the day, like I said, I really like this device, even though I shouldn't, because the price tag for it is flagship price for a mid-range device, with the only benefit is having two displays and one of them being a little bit smaller than the other. Personally, a 3.9-inch OLED display at 1080p by 12 or whatever is not worth $500. And that is basically my kind of conclusion here. It's a device that isn't worth its price. It's cool, but not worth it. So, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.